Welcome back. I got a new episode of 666 Seconds of Murder. That means this video will be less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Very simple, to the point, and get you on your way. Now, do me a favor, just take a moment, like this video, and if you're not a subscriber, consider doing that before you leave today. It helps the channel grow, and drop a comment below as well. It gets this video out there to more people just like you. It is important to remember that no one has been found guilty yet in this crime. These are just my thoughts on the topic, and everything I say is alleged. Now, anyone that has been following the Idaho 4 case has probably heard the creators out there talk about Maddie Mogen's black jacket. It was quite the buzz about a year ago or so, and we were all exploring the rabbit holes, as we all know, with this case. Now, you've seen Maddie in that oversized black jacket in the video still from the Corner Club that night, where she was talking with Kaylee and Jack DeCour. You probably also saw it in the Grub Truck video with her and Kaylee. It looks like it's a man-sized coat, but maybe she liked wearing larger coats. Don't know. But either way, it stands out. Now, you can see in the Grub Truck video that there appears to be a small tear in the fabric near the right armpit of the jacket, on the back side of the armpit, where a white liner is visible. And this also sticks out. So let that simmer for a minute. Now, when Maddie gets in the private driver's vehicle, she's wearing that jacket, and it's about 1:45 a.m. According to the driver, Eric Goer, he dropped the girls off at the King Road house at 1:56 a.m. And that's about right, according to Google. He told police there was nothing off about the girls on the drive home. They ate their Grub Truck pasta and talked about the usual girl stuff. He also acted later, though, that he didn't remember Kaylee's name, which is very odd, since he was, according to Steve G., a friend of the family, which is weird, but let that simmer as well. Now, a black jacket that very closely resembled the one Maddie was wearing was found near a small wooded area off Taylor Road. Taylor Road is the main road you turn off to get to King Road, and it separates the apartments there from the band field. And then on the other side of the band field are the frat houses and all that. I think all this matters. So hear me out on some possibilities on how the jacket got there. Now, on a local news network, the day or so after the crimes happened, police are seen on video picking up this black jacket in the area where I mentioned the fire hydrant was off of Taylor Avenue. It appears that that same area of that armpit is torn, where you can see the white liner. So in my opinion, I mean, that is Maddie's jacket. I mean, the odds of that same tear in another black jacket 50 yards from their house seems a little, it doesn't seem right. So, but instead they just disregard it and throw it down on the ground like it's trash. And if that was Maddie's, can you imagine what possible evidence they could have harvested from that? Something stuffed in pockets, fibers, I mean, all sorts of things, right? So how did it get there? Well, the spot it was found, as I said, is about 50 yards from the King Road house. There's a path that you take that goes alongside there, where you can go up. There's a short flight of stairs, and then you're right up at the house. The way I see it, there are a few ways that it ends up there. One is that when the private driver, Eric Goer, dropped them off at the house, they were attacked outside, and maybe Maddie ran down the hill and her jacket was ripped off and discarded. Or Goer dropped them off by the hydrant on Taylor, which apparently was a somewhat common place for people to be picked up and dropped off. And if that were the case, either the struggle happened in the truck with the driver and he tossed the jacket down, or it happened outside the truck. Again, all speculation. Now, in my opinion, the most logical idea is that the driver dropped them off at 156 at the Taylor Avenue fire hydrant. They were attacked along the path, which has some dark areas close to the woods. The jacket came off in that struggle and was discarded. Now, I'm not saying who was attacking them, but the frat houses are about a 5-minute walk in the other direction, or maybe some mid-level narcotic dealers exacting some sort of revenge on Maddie, and Kaylee was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, if you think that Dylan may have had some involvement here, it could have been to make sure that Kaylee was coming back from her parents' house in Coeur d'Alene, and we know she was her +1 for that Friday night party, since she personally had issues with her, from what we've been told. I believe the text to Eric Goer at 2:10 a.m. may have been some sort of code, maybe like, did you drop them off yet? And his response was letting her know that he did. Something like that, maybe. I don't know, but it just seems odd that she's texting Eric Goer when Ann Taylor has been very emphatic that those girls, meaning Dylan and Bethany, were at that house at 2 a.m. and on. So take it for what it's worth, but that's what Ann Taylor's claiming. Now, I think it's possible that they were attacked outside before they actually got home. The driver told police he didn't see them go inside. I mean, nice guy, right? It is possible that the driver was part of the whole plan. I mean, anything's possible here. But to make sure that they got from the grub truck to King Road. And then Jack Showalter potentially could have been the person in charge of getting them from the corner club to the grub truck, because we see him walking with them on the sidewalk. I mean, was that his role? I firmly believe, and I've done videos on this about my theories on how this all happened, but I still stand firm that this was a multi-layered plan involving multiple people in this saga and rooted in some sort of issue involving narcotics, money, or both. Now, these are just my speculations. I don't understand how those two cops could pick up the jacket and just toss it to the ground like garbage. I mean, wouldn't it make sense to just pick it up and bag it with the evidence? I mean, how many black jackets were there out there that day that they couldn't just pick this one up and bag it with the evidence? It's also possible, and I'll give them this, that the police didn't even know about the black jacket, since Eric Goer waited, I think, 9 days before he went to the police to tell them he was the driver, who may have been able to tell them the description that she was wearing this black jacket, and that corner club and grub truck video stuff that probably wasn't ready for them just yet. So that could be the reason why they didn't think it was evidence. But it just frustrates me to see that could have been something that could have opened this thing up to things we don't know. It seems like the investigation in this case has been one mistake after another. I interviewed a federal Australian police officer a few months ago who agreed with me, and you can see that if you want to check that out in my True Crime Deep Cuts episode that I did on the DNA and the crime scene investigation. We get into some interesting things that I think you'll like. And there is a playlist on the channel for the deep cut videos if you like that sort of thing. They're longer form videos that I put on there because some people were asking me for longer videos than these. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one, though. Drop a comment below. Let me know what your ideas are or how that jacket may have got there, and if you think it was Maddie's or not. Big thanks to all the members of the Horns High Club. You guys are awesome. Membership here on the channel. Appreciate you guys very much. I appreciate all of you that watch these videos. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time.